This is QuickBooks Online C, setting up a business. Ken Boyd, the owner of St. Louis Test Preparation. Here's our Facebook page, our email, and our website. The book Cost Accounting for Dummies is taught online every week for free. And there's our Twitter account. What I'd like to go to, the next thing is budget. So I'm going to put an X by that one, and I'm going to go to the budget screen in QuickBooks, and you'll see that it's under Company Budgets. I'm not going to set up a budget now. I'll do it in another month where I have more activity. But a budget is nice to have, and when you go to this window, you're going to see an interview to help you set up a budget. A budget is nice because you can compare actuals with budgeted amounts and see variances. Variances is something that I discuss in the cost accounting book. So I'd just like you to know that under company budgets, there is a budget window, and let's leave it at that for now. I'm going to go to a new screen, Customers, under the Customers Center, and we're going to set up a new customer. So Customers, Customer Center. And as it goes there, what you'll see is the Customer Center is the place where you enter all your customer information in one place. If you look, I have a company set up called Fancy Clothing. And when I click on Edit, you'll see that all the Fancy Clothing information that's pertinent can be entered here. The company name, billing address, all the contact information, email, phone, fax, and the shipping address. So I can make changes to that if I want, or create a brand new one. I'll then go to Estimate, creating a customer estimate. Again, by definition, an estimate is a proposal you make to a company to perform some business for them. So I sell blue jeans, so here's my estimate. My company's Fancy Clothing. I've got an estimate number and date. And what I'm going to do is sell Fancy Clothing some of my blue jeans. Now, the way I'm setting it up here is I am telling the customer that the denim that's going to go in the blue jeans is going to cost them $1,200. What we'll see in later videos is there are not only denim material that goes in the jeans, but also labor costs. So this will all end up on an invoice. But what I'm telling the customer for now is that the denims for the blue jeans you asked for will have a sales price to you, Mr. Fancy Clothing, of $1,200. That's what ends up on the estimate. Now, what you can do down the road is when the customer accepts the estimate, you can start getting that over into an invoice, which is a subject for another video. So that is a basic estimate. Let's go over to the home page, and let's see another way that you can get to that estimate screen. Remember that the money coming in section of the home page is on the left. The money going out section is on the right. So what you're going to see when this comes up is the estimate box is over here, which is another way that you can get to the estimate, or you can go up to customer and hit estimate that way. Money out is the right-hand side, and you'll see there's vendor listed here, which are people that I pay for things. I'm going to go to vendor list, and we'll talk about vendors for a minute. You'll see that I have one vendor listed. Now, QuickBooks does a nice thing because you can click on the first letter of any vendor and get to it quickly. So I have one vendor. And what I've done with that one vendor is create a purchase order. So if I click on Recent, here's my purchase order for Cold Mountain Denim. I'm going to assume that Cold Mountain Denim is a company, a vendor, that I buy denim material from to make blue jeans. So here's the vendor's address. It's going to be shipped to me at Sturdy Blue Jeans, purchase order date and number. And you'll see that those blue jeans that I'm selling on the estimate for $1,000 are being, that denim is being purchased from Cold Mountain for $1,000. So the difference between $1,000 and my $1,200 is my profit. You'll see a message to the vendor here. Please find the purchase order attached. There's the dollar amount. And then you see a note, and this is nice because it says visible, not visible to the vendor. So this is a note to myself that this $1,000 in denim that I'm buying from a vendor will be sold at a sales price of $1,200, and that's on my estimate. That's on my estimate. So I now have a vendor set up, Cold Mountain Denim, and I've created a purchase order. Well, I'm going to need some employees to make the denim. So if I go to employees and employee list, I'm going to see the first employee I've created to work in my business. So that I have one person listed here, Joe Smith. If I clicked on J, I might be able to get to Joe Smith easily. You've got a single activity timesheet, and then you have a weekly timesheet. So if I go to weekly, single activity means for a certain project that starts and ends without being tied necessarily to a particular week. So let me go to weekly timesheet, which is probably something you'd use more often since people are working every week and turning in timesheets. And what I see here is that Joe Smith worked on the fancy clothing account. The description says he ran machinery to cut, sew, dye, and package denim for the standard denim blue jeans, and that during this week he worked a total of 5 hours. So now I have documentation of the labor cost to create those denim blue jeans for my customer fancy clothing. That's the end of part 1C. Thanks for watching.